Hey everyone, it is January 8th, morning market rundown. Let's dive into this price action and make some sense of it. So, we've got the daily chart on the left, and we can see here we've been, since that Fed announcement, we sold off. We got an anchored VWAP from there, and we've been range bound in this area since this election, right? We're holding this VWAP from this pivot low back from September 6th, and we have another key pivot low of the August sell off from this area, from this key area, which is a 0.618% retracement from this rally up and this pullback to this pivot. So we have a declining 20-day moving average, so it takes off some points. Rising 50 trading under, so that's neutral. And we're above that 200, which is a plus. On the intermediate time frame, and we are starting to see sequence on the daily time frame of lower lows and potentially lower highs here. So if that's a new low. If this starts to break down, we do have a confirmed sequence of lower lows and lower highs on the daily time frame as of now. So bringing us back to the intermediate time frame, we had a potential mapped out scenario where we were looking for this to pull back in this area yesterday. In the past couple of days, the pullback, rally back above. We wanted to see it hold daily VWAP, get back above that 3-day VWAP now, right? Tuesday's VWAP, and then eventually maybe get a little flush and then start to get some strength and then look for that strength for that continuation for the break of 600. But we've gotten some steady profit taking, and now we're getting a little cautious as we get below this 5-day. And if we start to trade down, it's going to be continue to flatten out and start to decline if we start to break down beneath this 580 area. So what I'm looking for today is to see if the SPY can get back above that 2-day VWAP, rally to the week to date VWAP, 3-day VWAP, and then start to pull back into that 590, and then maybe start to settle up and and then start to fuel. So this needs to get back above really this 3-day VWAP week to date. Right, so maybe we could get a rally up today. Maybe it only gets up into this 2-day, and the week to date rejects, tries to bounce, and that's where we actually end up breaking down. So that's the potential mapped out scenario I'm watching for today. That if we could get above 590, 137, start to hold, squeeze into the week to date VWAP, right? Maybe that's where we start to get some people, some longs really excited, saying, oh, I missed this move. Let's buy. They shake them out. Then we can start to get back above the daily VWAP. The daily VWAP will get back above the 2-day, maybe potentially the 3-day, and we'll get more evidence of buyers in control. And instead of buying and chasing this, look for it to come back. Maybe look to participate, sell some into that breakout, and then add a momentum lot as the reclaim and break to 602. If we don't trade above that week to date volume weighted average price, right, it's at 593.57, 593.79. We don't trade above that week to date volume weighted average price, and don't even trade above the 2-day. Monitor for potential flush like this, back down into this 582, and then that 572.28 area, and the 573, what we talked about in the daily time frame. So that's the potential scenario for the SPY, QQQ. This was the mapped out scenario, which is a failed scenario now, that we were looking for this pullback. We wanted to get the bounce here, start to reclaim daily VWAP, and break that week to date. So you can see that's not happening. So let's just get rid of all this here. Now, let's get rid of all these levels here. This chart up. All right, so we have the VWAP from the previous high of the year, and we're holding this 50-day moving average, trading below the 20, losing a point and starting to decline, and the 50-day is rising. and we're still above it. So that's positive, right? We have a VWAP from this handoff right here, and we're holding that right now currently. You could see on the intermediate time frame, we pulled back right to that area. We'll make it purple. So we have the handoff VWAP from there, and this is our area of support currently. Right now, is this VWAP is holding us. More times it's tested, it's more likely to fail. So perhaps this 500 level, 497 area, 496 potentially wants to be tested if this 50-day moving average is violated, and we start to see further pullback down into this area. So bringing us to the intermediate time frame, VWAP from last year's high, VWAP from the election, okay, and not election. This is the VWAP from the Fed announcement right here. This is just the VWAP from this previous high. So we'll get rid of that. We got the Fed election, Fed announcement. So that's the Fed announcement. Same concept. We're kind of been ranging between, and we're trading back underneath the Fed announcement. So we're looking to see if this price action could bounce off here to that 2-day VWAP, reclaim the daily VWAP. Daily VWAP gets above the 2-day. Then we have evidence to go to the week to date. Maybe we reclaim that week to date, and we get fuel for that to get back up into this 530 area. Now, if this situation doesn't happen where we get this rally, monitor. If we do get a rally into the 2-day, failure underneath daily VWAP, and a failed move, fast move, that could potentially bring us back down to that 500 level that we talked about, 498. So those are the potential scenarios I'm watching for. Maybe it just flushes, breaks down here, rallies back above back up above the daily VWAP, and then breaks down, or flushes out, holds the daily VWAP, and trades into the 2-day. Just some potential scenarios I'm watching. Hopefully this was helpful.